Hi guys, good morning, happy Saturday, right? It is Saturday. I'm gonna move you closer. Extreme close up. No, not that close. Hi. Is it Meredith? Good morning. I'm trying to do this outside this morning, even though it's still a little cool and most of my porch furniture is wet. Hi, Meredith. Good morning. I'm glad you're so happy. I'm so happy too. I missed last Saturday. That was tough. Yeah, I don't even know what. I'm totally going into this today with no plan whatsoever. Normally I have kind of an idea of what I want to talk about, but today is just kind of like free flow, right? So it's like a free day. I do know I was having a little difficulty this morning with some thoughts and stuff, but I did a little extra meditation this morning, a little guided meditation. I know I'm going to need it today because I'm going to be doing a long run today. So we're doing that COVID-19 miler. And I don't think I'm going to go for all 19 today, but we'll see. I'm going to get out there and see how I feel. I'm not going to overshoot. I'm going to go for, at the very least, 14 at a decent pace. And I'll see after the 14 how I feel. I might do the other 5 tomorrow. So they give you like 3 days to do it. You can do it in segments. You can segment out your run. And so I'm going to do at least 14 today. But that's a long run. Last week I did 12 at a slow pace. We do 14 today at a good pace. I'm gonna try and follow the pace strategy I've been using this week. So somewhere around a 10-minute mile. I hesitate even throwing that out to the universe right now because we all know what happens as soon as you voice your intentions. This week I've been getting messed with pretty bad, so I kind of hesitate to do that, but I'm putting it out there anyways. That's the pace strategy I'm going to start with anyway. We'll see what happens. I've been going under 10 for the most part this week in pretty, 5-mile runs, 6-mile runs, so we'll see. Just going to go with the flow today. I'm going to enjoy being out there, but like I said this morning, I needed a little extra meditation time. It's that pebble in your shoe that I talk about that I had to take care of this morning. I was feeling some kind of ways this morning about certain things that I needed to resolve somehow. I'm going to do a little more of that before I go. So I'll drive down to the canal and run along the canal today. The canal's like in Macedon, maybe 10 miles from my house. If that even. I don't even think it's that, but I'll drive down there and then run out the canal out toward Fairport, probably make it all the way into Fairport and back out to Macedon on my run. And I got to clear my head before I do that though and get all those, scrape into the little dark shadowy corners and get out all those little thoughts I might be, that might creep in while I'm running. Can't have those. So I found a really good guided meditation this morning on YouTube that I'll send you guys a link to. I don't know if you've been using Headspace at all. It's a free app, and I'm not new to meditation at all, but it's always good to go back through basics again and look at what you're doing and get a refresher and start from the basics again. So I've been doing that. There's a basic 3 to 5 minute meditation every morning. That's really been a good reminder for me. And then search on YouTube some longer guided meditations that are really, really good. So I'll post links to those in the comments after. That dang pebble, yeah, I know it, right? Glad you're here. I'm planning a nice walk with Frisbee this morning. Nice. Here you go. Natalie's here. Hi, Natalie. Mo. Hi, guys. I don't know if it's just my friends who come on who I'm able to see who are joining, but if I miss anyone, I apologize. I'll go back later and say hi. Oh, Richard's on. Yes. Hey, Richard. Karen G. What's up? I got my whole crew on Saturday morning. Yes, that's awesome. That was Peace, by the way. That looked a little bit like that was Peace. Yeah, so I'm going to do a little more stretching, a little more meditation this morning before I head down and try and do my long run today. So I'm looking forward to that, though, because that's like a moving meditation for me, as I've said before, as well. So really, some things I've been wrestling with last couple of days in particular are just, here comes a vehicle. Feeling like I'm doing enough. Like, so I constantly wrestle with that. Am I doing enough? Am I doing the right things? It's that self-doubt monster. I have a really bad self-doubt monster that creeps in a lot, and he creeped in this morning when I wasn't watching. And, and he can get fed by a lot of different stuff. Comments I'll see on social media, so I'll cut down on my time on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, and I'll cut down on watching the news. As things get more and more politically heated, people will start to get nasty. So I need to stay off from that, because I feel like if I feel a reaction into me, I know that that's feeding a monster, and I need to cut off its food source. So even in group text, things like that, certain people will make comments or do things that will make you feel a certain way. And, the best thing you can do is not react to it. Not the best thing. The second best thing you can do is not react to it. The best thing you can do is lean into it and respond with loving kindness. And so that's the biggest challenge. So I'm going to challenge everybody too, and that is, if you find yourself reacting in a way to a certain person or a certain topic, lean into it, right? So lean into that challenge and really embrace it, and sort of, use whatever energies you have to respond in a loving, kind way, and try and, get out of that, or whatever that headspace is that wants to be offended or wants to be, wants to feel a certain way about something. Try and release that, try and let go of it, try and breathe through it. And then if you can, embrace it and take that difficult person and really sort of show them loving kindness, which is really difficult, I understand. But man, when you can do it, it's like, it feels so much better. And that self-doubt monster goes away. It's crazy. Or whatever kind of monster you want to call it. I'm going to read. Oh, nice. Mary Jo, you caught Brian Quinn's. Yes, keep the mind exercised. Excellent advice, Richard. Yeah, it's just as important, if not more so. If my mind isn't right, my exercise, like I said last week, it's not the mountain in front of us. That's the easy challenge. The hard one is the pebble in your shoe, and that's, those thoughts and those doubts that creep in are definitely the pebbles in our shoes that ultimately are what defeats us, not the mountain ahead of us. That's a known challenge that I can see right away. It's the pebble in my shoe that I can't see that's going to hurt, after mile 12. Yay, Mary Jo, you got to do Brian Quinn's meditation. That's awesome. I love that. I go back and watch them if I can't catch them live. I had that really horribly during my last weeks at work, and especially yesterday. I felt like I wasn't doing enough. Yeah, Meredith, I get that. It's such a horrible thing we do to ourselves, right? I know I do it to myself. I'm the worst at that. Feeling like I don't do enough, and then you can read into other people's comments or things like that, and you can take them completely the wrong way because of that lens that you're perceiving everything through, right? And I try and wipe that lens clear as much as I can, and not try and read into other people's intentions, and assume that if I'm not doing enough, I'll hear about it maybe. but really trusting in the fact that I'm doing everything I can. And to have that self-compassion is really, you hear a lot where people will say, if you had a friend that talked to you the way you talk to yourself, you wouldn't have him as a friend very long. And unfortunately, that's for a lot of people, the only friend we have right now is that friend that talks to us constantly. And you can't get rid of them, right? You can't kick them out. You can't. The best thing you can do is learn how to tell them to shut up for a little while. And I think meditation is by far the best way to be able to do that, at least for me. I want to kick them out. Gosh. Meredith, so thank you. I did end up ordering that stuff on Amazon yesterday that I was holding off on because I didn't think it would come in time or whatever. And then immediately, again, that little monster in my head was like, why did you order stuff? Why did you spend money? Why did you, why did you do that? And so I had that thing going on. Maybe that's where it started, that buyer's remorse that I always get with everything. Like my tendency is to not spend money on things just because, out of fear mostly, because the uncertainty of the future and blah blah blah. But I mean, these were things that, so it was a book because I'm reading more, and I've read every book that I have at least 2 times, so I needed another book. Unless I take that back. There's one book that has just been awful to try and get through, and I'm still trying to get through it, but it puts me to sleep immediately. So I ordered a book. I ordered the guitar cable that I've been wanting to get so I can have an amplifier so I can actually hear what I'm playing, and new running shoes, which I've needed, I think. Since I'm running so much now, I'm putting so many miles on it, my running shoes are definitely in need of, I'm definitely in need of a new pair. So, I mean, there were things that I need or that, I want right now, and I immediately felt guilty. Right? Immediately had this, what did you do? You should be not spending money. And then, little by little, I think about, well, I'm spending like zero on gas right now. I deferred my auto loan for 3 months. That was like one of the first things that came out was a way to defer all these different things. So I deferred that, even though I could probably still, manage handling that right now. I just, to take it easy on myself, I did that. So there's like all these different ways that I'm actually not spending money right now, that I'm not going to Dunkin' on my way to work every day. Some of these larger, expenditures that I used to have, going to lunch, going to things like that, I'm not doing anymore. So I found a way to re-justify it in my mind. But I'm running every day now, so I gotta take care of my feet. So anyway, I can spend money on my kids or other people, but if I spend money on, seriously, spending money on myself, I beat myself up every time. I get that, Mary Jo. Yeah, reading into every word. Right, Meredith? I read all that too. It's terrible. It's awful. Got to stop doing that. I don't know how, but because you know what? I'll tell you what. When you do that, and sometimes it's going to be accurate, right? Sometimes we have intuition also that I find is very valuable and very important, and sometimes it's accurate. So when those things happen, that like further supports you doing that, it's terrible. Can't do that. I always have terrible buyer's remorse. I get that, Mary Jo. I totally get that. Yes, donating. That's something I've been doing too, Meredith, and I think is important as well. We've got a lot of non-for-profits that are helping people right now that are going to be seriously hurting. Oh, like ROCovery Fitness. Just not in the non-for-profits that are helping people, not that are seriously hurting, but that support is also very important. So these running challenges that we're doing, the first one was the COVID-19 run. What was it? Run away from COVID-19. Sorry, I live in farm country. That everyone drives a big truck out here, other than me. I used to have a big truck. I don't anymore, but that benefited the Dimitri House in Rochester, that is still helping homeless folks through all of this. And they were having shortfalls in meal funding and stuff like that. So it's important to do that as well. The COVID-19 thing that we're running this weekend, benefits locally owned running stores, which are, being forced to close or being forced to scale back and things like that. And to watch what so I think overall they've raised like $16,000 or maybe more than that, and they've divided it amongst 3 stores. And to watch, so now I'm starting to watch the feeds that these running stores are doing, and then they're taking the money, using some of it to assist their stores, of course, but then also donating it to help other people in the community as well. It's pretty amazing to watch the giving spirit of people in the community. And I think that that's the awesome thing that social media does, right? Like, it's that double-edged sword. It allows us to do things like this, but it also helps us share in the sharing the good news as well, which is awesome. That's a great purpose for it. When you find yourself being encouraged by what's going on in the community, that I think is amazing. More and more often it's harder to come across that, and I think as we go along in this isolation, you're going to see a lot more of that disparity between the encouraging stuff and the discouraging stuff. So my advice or my suggestion is to limit that stuff, to take those people who are predominantly posting political stuff and negative stuff and unfollow them, just so they don't show up in your news feed. I know I tend to do that. Again, I don't want to be a Pollyanna. I don't want to just ignore what's going on, but I also know that my mental health is also very important, and I need to take care of that and nurture that in a positive way. And those things you don't have to search very far to find the bad news, right? So, find those credible news sources and those credible, ones that aren't working on a political angle or working on some kind of, way to get people spun up, but just reporting facts, and get your news there and get out quick and get back to the encouraging people if you can. I try writing when I can't get a hold of a book, expressing ideas or short story. That's great, Richard. That's an awesome way to cope, right? Writing, getting those thoughts out of our heads. Meredith, libraries are closed and the library app has been overloaded with everyone checking out the ebooks. Oh, wow. That's a thing? Checking out ebooks and nobody else can get them? I have to learn more about that. Hi, Kathy. Kathy's on. Buyer's remorse. Yeah, a lot on buyer's remorse. I wish I had buying remorse. I just keep busy. Keep buying, especially now. Oh, Karen. Your poor husband. Trust me, you don't want buyer's remorse. It's terrible. It's awful. I mean, I swear to... if I buy a pack of gum, I have buyer's remorse. Did I really need that? It's terrible. Yes, and when it's accurate, it only makes it feel like, we'll see. Yeah, right. Scrolling past a bad post isn't the same. You still have that glimpse you're aware of. Yeah, right. Totally unfollowing is the only way to get rid of that. Oh my gosh, my hair. I need to take my glasses off again. I need a haircut in the worst possible way. That's my one regret from all this, is that I didn't get a haircut right before. I should have had better foresight on that. Sorry. I don't know who else is going through that, but definitely somebody must be. Karen. Hi, Karen. It's called Overdrive, and as a New York State resident, you can get a library card with a New York. Nice. Good tip. Awesome. Yeah, so that's another thing that social media has been really good for, and I've been trying to use it for, is just posting links to resources for folks, right? And we talk about this in our check-ins for work, is that we're still connecting with folks in the community who need help with recovery support, and we're finding that more and more people do need that, because this isolation is just one of the worst things for people who wrestle with substance use and mental health issues. And that's speaking, not from a book knowledge standpoint. That's a living experience. Like, I can't tell you how difficult it is to be in isolation. That's what our disease feeds on. So being able to connect with folks and give them resources. I posted something I saw yesterday about, we talk about getting ourselves out of our own frame of reference and understanding the challenges for folks who aren't as fortunate as we are. People who don't have a phone. There are resources out there, and so utilizing this medium for being a good source of information that helps people is something that I think that is a worthwhile endeavor for doing on social media. And there's an abundance of that out there too if you know where to look. We're trying to post as much as we can on ROCovery Fitness as far as resources go to help people who are in need of help. How do you sign up for an email account? Just thinking of the basic things that we take for granted that maybe others don't have, right? And trying to help with that as well. Thank you. I appreciate that, right? And so there's another thing. Be grateful for what you have. I'm 50 years old and I still have my hair, so that's good, right? Don't complain about it. That was another thing too that was really starting to get on me with the some of the posts I was starting to see, and I needed to get off. I knew I needed to get off from my news feed. Was that people were complaining about these exotic vacations they had to cancel, and I just was getting so not upset, but just my gosh, how long it's been since I've had a vacation. How many people have had to cancel their trips to the grocery store because they're not working right now and can't afford to go get food? How dare you? and I can't because it's not, people don't mean to be thoughtless in that way. It's understandable. It's all in your frame of reference, right? So those people have good jobs, have money, travel in different circles and aren't aware of the fact that there are people suffering right now, don't have somewhere to live. You've got somewhere comfortable to be safe. There's a lot of people that don't have access to internet, can't watch these fools. How do we help them? Take that money that you are saving on going to the Bahamas because you can't and it's inconvenient. Take that money and donate it to a shelter that's trying to help, that's struggling, and to try to help people who don't have access to the things that we have. A warm bed to sleep in at night, things like that. So I get off my soapbox. Sorry. Recovery Support Navigator champ. I'm reading your name on the screen, which I know you don't use your regular name. Jams, Cameron, what's up? Jackie! So I hope everybody is doing Brian Quinn's exercise class at 9 this morning. It's really great. There were a lot of people on last week. Haircuts for Humanity was something ROCovery was doing. One Sunday a month, yes. Yeah, I missed that. Sorry, Holly. We were doing it. We haven't been for the last little while. We may bring that back at some point right after this, understanding that there's a lot of folks who will be needing haircuts who can't afford them. So it was something that we were doing for folks in early recovery, doing it. Some people had reached out and wanted to do it. Just basically helping folks who couldn't afford to go to the barber, the hairstylist, and things like that. And it was good. And so maybe we'll do that again. It's something that we just, out of the fact that we needed to focus more and we were trying to take on too much, that we kind of had to cut out. And there weren't a lot of people showing up for it after a while. So anyway, maybe we'll take another look at that too. Oh, Cameron, you needed this. Me too. I needed this. This helps me. I can't tell you how much I need to do this. So I thank you all for being here and for joining me and for giving me this opportunity to have purpose in my life. This really This really helps me. I almost feel selfish because it helps me probably more than it helps you, to stay connected, to feel like I still have a purpose, to feel like I'm still helping out in some way, in some small, minute way. Even if it helps one person, for me, that makes all the stress and anxiety of being on a Facebook live feed and having to see my face yet again. It makes it worthwhile. It makes it better somehow for me. So I really appreciate you guys joining me and commenting and, showing us support. We've got, a lot of folks. We have a very busy schedule, a very active schedule. Tomorrow we're going to be posting a new weekly class schedule along with links to the various mutual aid groups that you'll find at ROCovery, like Dharma Recovery, Smart Recovery, AA, NA, Y12SR, all their Zoom feeds. Links to those will be in the schedule, along with a flyer for our peer support as well, because all of our outreach and engagement specialists are still helping folks through the recovery. We're doing it, telephonically or over FaceTime or over Zoom, or, we're still up and running. We're still as busy as ever, trying to help folks in recovery stay connected. That's our main goal through all of this, is just helping people stay connected. So we got lots of, weekly, still we have our weekly feeds. I'm on every day, 7:30. Brian Quinn's on every day at 11 o'clock with guided meditations. Kirsten and Chelsea are on Monday through Friday at 12 and 2 respectively. Lisa's on Monday through Friday at 3 o'clock, and then she has a couple other one-off classes, one for writing, one for productivity. Yana's on every day at 5:30, closing us out. Karen down in Southern Tier does a yoga class at 6 o'clock on Thursday. We're adding new Zoom hangouts. Yana's going to be doing one on Wednesday along with another staff member. Wednesday Zoom hangout at 6:30. Look for that. So all these things we're going to be posting tomorrow, and then pinning to the top of the page. So hopefully, if you know people that need support, please send them our way. We're here. We're eager to help out in any way that we can. So please access it yourself, use it yourself, share it, help people that need help. I guess just passing information along. Y12SR, yes, they've been going on. They're on Sunday at 10:30. So I'll try and get that class schedule posted before Y12SR, just so you can have that Zoom contact information. And I'll tell you what, I'll post that also along with the guided meditation in the comments after this too. So nice, yeah, good point, Cameron. Anyone interested in volunteering for the COVID emotional support line, contact Stephanie Campbell. Nice. You all rock. So do you. You all rock too. I can't say it enough. The amazing way that our recovery community has banded together, and really everybody's sharing information, sharing these feeds, sharing with each other. It's been really amazing, and I think that we, in particular, have had excellent training in dealing with difficult situations. So when it comes to times like these, I think our recovery community shines because we've been through the fire, right? Many of us individually, some of us collectively, and so this is not new territory for us. So I think that we've gone through boot camp in our personal lives already. So this is not strange territory for a lot of us. So I can't say enough about everyone that that has done good things. So thank you. I'm going to stop rambling now because I'm rambling. So check in again. We got Brian at 9 with a Saturday morning class. I'm going to go do a little more stretching and meditating before my long run. And I will post links that I mentioned. I will post a post-run pontification in the I do like a little video I recorded on my phone and then posted in the comments later. So after my run today, sorry, another big farm truck. After my run today, I will I'll do a little video clip and post in the comments too, just to tell you how it went. So 14-19 today. We'll see how it goes. I'm scared. I'm not scared. It's fine. Totally fine. Take care of your little self-doubt monsters today. Don't feed them, starve them, make them go away, clean out your dark corners, inspire hope. Love you guys. Peace.